Right, guys, welcome back to Grow with Jones. Some of you guys might know me from my other YouTube channel where I've got over 100,000 subscribers on. I talk about martial arts and fitness on that channel, a little bit of self-development here and there, but I wanted to make this new channel because business has been my life for the last 13 years. I have only ever worked one real job, and that was as a bartender, and I knew that I didn't want to work for someone else that early on. I hated it. I always knew that I wanted to work for myself, make my own way, make my own money, and I don't care how much risk comes with that. I'd rather have that risk than have to work for someone else, okay? And I've invested so much money into mentorship myself. I want to give you guys this game back completely for free. And I will say up front, I do have a paid version of what I'm giving you today. That's my one-on-one mentorship, and I will be offering you guys that at the end of this video. But anyway, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Let me just say, and I'm going to say it in every single video, if you have got a low attention span, if you need Mr. Beast style editing, if you need there to be a cut every 1 second, these are not going to be the videos for you. The type of video that this is going to be is just raw, unedited, kicking game, giving as much value as possible towards helping you change your life completely. So what I actually recommend you do is get a notepad. If you're sitting here on your phone, if you're sitting there on your phone and you're in bed or you're on the couch slumped over, you're not going to be able to take in the value as much. You need to sit down with a notepad and you need to take in the points that I give you. In order for it to soak in, there was a study done saying that if you write down whatever you're reading and you make notes with a pen, it actually sticks in your brain a lot more. So every time I was a part of a mentorship, and I've spent over £200,000 on mentorship, so that's what, $250,000 on mentorship over the last 10, 11 years. Every single time I was going through the membership website or watching one of Alex Hormozy's videos, because that's who I've worked with in 2018, 2019, I would sit there with a notepad that just had all of my notes in, and I just write down. And that's how I would take in the information, because it's focused attention that you're giving this. Do you care about being able to create a successful life for yourself? If so, then get your ass off the couch. Stop being slumped over. Go and sit down somewhere and give an hour of focused attention to this presentation, because that's what I'm expecting this presentation to be, somewhere in that vicinity. Okay, how to leave your slave job and make money online. First off, let's go through who this video is for. This is for people who are fed up of working for the boss, who is always having a power trip, or a manager who you have to kiss ass to just to work your way up the ladder. This is for someone who is fed up doing meaningless work, which doesn't give you any fulfillment. Maybe you no longer want to trade your time for money. Every hour that you work, you get £10 or £15. You know, you want money to work for you. You don't want to have to work for it. Maybe you no longer want to kiss the ass of your boss or your manager just to try to work your way up the ladder, because that's not guaranteed anyway. You can be the kiss ass. 5 years down the line, someone else comes into the job. They've been there 3 months and they get the promotion. Once again, it's not guaranteed. And then you feel like an absolute divvy who's lost the manhood because you've had to kiss ass all that time. You've sold your soul and you've got nothing back for it. Don't be that guy who has to wait 5 years in a crappy, shitty job where you're barely getting paid anything anyway. And then it takes you 5 years to realise, what have I been doing all this time? Kissing ass. Okay, maybe you don't want to spend time building someone else's wealth anymore and you want to focus on your own wealth. Maybe you want to work for yourself, building something that matters and brings you fulfillment. Maybe you want to have leverage and not be subject to someone firing you. A lot of people realised this during the pandemic, during COVID. Tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands across the world, lost their jobs. I mean, I don't even know the statistics, but probably millions. Imagine if there was another pandemic. A lot of you people right now who are watching this would be screwed. You'd either be subject to the government giving you benefits, or you'd be subject to your boss seeing your job valuable enough to keep you, or you could just make your own money. This is for people who are hard-working, ambitious men who want to design their own lives, okay? So hard-working, ambitious men who want to design their own lives. I do have 1 or 2 women watch these videos, and they might ask, Sean, is this stuff for me? Yeah, 100%. Like, you're still going to get the same amount of value, but I just want you to know that I'm always going to gear my message towards men, because I am a man, I understand my journey, and this channel is solely dedicated to helping you guys, but helping you guys through my own experience. And I haven't lived the life of a woman, okay? I mean, in this day and age, you never know, but I'm going to clarify that for you right now. I gear this content and aim this content towards men. If women, you need help out there, that's all well and good. You know, you're still going to take value from this. I will be making a network in the future, and it is going to be just a male-only network. I'm just getting that out there now so everyone knows what to expect. Maybe you want to have freedom of location. You're still going to work, but you would like to work from a beach in Bali or Australia or Dubai, wherever it is. You still want to be able to make money regardless of where you are in the world. I just got back from Dubai at the start of March. I was on a business mastermind. I was still making money over there from here in Liverpool and from online. Okay? And you have to excuse me as well. I've just downed a big fat drink, so I might have to burp, and I'm not even going to edit it out, right? And then maybe you want a reality where the more effort you put in, the more money that you make, because often people's reality isn't like that. They work harder in their 9-to-5 job, they show up earlier, they leave later, and they don't get rewarded for it. Don't be that person. Moving on. Let's paint the picture, and you'll understand what I mean as we do this right now. Okay, so imagine being able to wake up and not have to commute to work on a shitty bus or train, or be stuck in traffic looking up at the grey, dull, depressing sky, wearing a restrictive shirt and a tie and a suit. You got bags under your eyes. You need a Starbucks just to mentally get you ready for the day of shittiness ahead. This is the life that most people live. A lot of you guys might be 15 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old. I know I have a younger audience, but I also have a lot of older people as well. But listen, lads, especially you young lads, if you don't start getting an idea about where you want to go in your early 20s, the chances of you coasting and falling into something that basically just kills your entire ambition is a lot higher. I believe personally, this is my personal opinion, you can change your life at whatever point you want. If you're 40 years old watching this, you can completely turn your life around. But I believe in your 20s is the perfect time to build that foundation for your life. And then you start reaping the benefits a little bit more in your 30s. But in your 30s is when you realise what's important in life. I'm 35. And now I've got a family, I've got a house, like I've got more perspective on life. I know what mates to trust, what mates not to trust. I know who me ride or die circle are. I know exactly what I want, but I've built that foundation as well. Now, it's not ideal to coast through your 20s, partying, you know, doing loads of drugs, barely earning any money. You know, maybe you're just on benefits or whatever you're doing, just coasting. Then you get to 30, then you've got no foundation and you've done nothing with your life. And by the time you're 30, you've got more responsibility. You haven't got as much energy. You know, like me, I've been sick the last 2 years. It's been an absolute spanner thrown in the works, but stuff like this happens. So that's why it's important to build a foundation in your 20s. A lot of you young lads, this could be you here that I'm talking about, having to commute to work on a shitty bus or train, right, where it stinks, and you're just surrounded by other lifeless souls on them buses and trains, and you've got to go in and sit there at a computer screen in the corner looking at a wall, getting no vitamin D in your body because you're not getting any sun on you. You have to sit at a computer all day surrounded by fat, middle-aged office workers who are all solely focused on the pension. That's the UK for you. I don't know about the America, but this is what the UK are like. Everyone is solely focused on pension. It's pension. You got to get your pension now. And if you say anything about going and working for yourself, people will say, but what about your pension? And you're 20 years old. I had people say it to me when I was a personal trainer. Well, when I was going to be a personal trainer, people were like, what about your pension? I'm like, I'm 21. I'm doing my PT course. What do you mean pension? You retire when you're 67. I'm sure I'll find a way to get a bit of dough behind me by that time. And if I don't, then it's my own fault. Okay. They all say, and this is what the majority of people say, all the sheep in the world, they say, this is a good job and it's got a good pension. And by the time they retire, they'll have 10, 15 years left, if they're lucky, and then they're dead. So it's not really a good philosophy to live your life by. Let me move my head a little bit. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. Here we go, just so I'm not in the way of the text. The days all blend together, the weeks, the months, and before you know it, it's Christmas and you still only have a few £1,000s in your account at best. You're still out of shape. You still live for the weekend, but even your mates are shit, and all they do is talk about football. When you want to talk about life, success, business, money, moving forward, self-development, whatever it might be, and you're with your mates and you're having all these lifeless, stupid conversations, and trust me, I know about this, and making me a big ear. When I was working in the bars, I wanted to be a personal trainer. And, well, I mean, first I wanted to be a stunt coordinator, a music producer, and then it was eventually a personal trainer. And I remember everyone would be having these conversations about football. We'd have a few drinks after work at the end of the night, and I had to wait for two of the lads in there in order to get a taxi back with them. Otherwise, I'd pretty much spend my entire wage that I'd earned that night on a taxi, and he'd sit there and for about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, with other people in the bar, would just talk about footy. And I'd just be sitting there thinking to myself, is this life? Everyone just talks about footy. And I don't even like football. I really don't. People always say, because I'm from Liverpool, are you a red or are you a blue? For the record, I'm a red. But as I get older, I care less and less and less and less. I couldn't give two flying Fs. I typically don't censor myself on this channel, but I couldn't give two flying fucks if Liverpool lose for the next 20 years, just because I don't care about football whatsoever. I come from a martial arts background. I cared about MMA and fitness. That's what I cared about. And I just remember thinking to myself, is this all people talk about? Footy? Is that it? I've had taxi drivers say to me, who do you support? And I've went, oh, I don't really follow footy. Wah! Who do you support footy? What kind of scouser are you? Yeah, and go crazy. What are you into then? I'm into fighting. You know, actual man shit. Two men stepping in the cage, do or die, throwing down, not getting kicked on your ankle and falling over and crying your eyes out on a football pitch. Oh, well, you don't like footy. Like, absolute sheep. And that's what my city's like. If you don't like football, then you're not even a Scouser. You might as well not even be from this city. But that's, comment down below if you resonate with that. Anyway, where was I up to? So you want to talk about higher level things. You want to talk about stuff that you're into, but no one in your work has these interests. You maybe have one holiday per year, which wipes out all of your money, and then you go back to work and do the same all over again. You save up all that money, and then you spend it on a holiday, and then you save up all that money, then you spend it on a holiday, or maybe you get some nice clothes, and rinse and repeat for the next 30 years, and you've got nothing to your name. Even at best, let's say you have a great paying but still unfulfilling job and you've got 50,000 in your account, just to use an extreme as an example. So what? That's not enough to buy you freedom. Like, what's that going to get you? 50 grand in this day and age. I mean, it's good money. 50 grand in your account, great, but like, it doesn't change anything. It really doesn't change anything. Like, me going from like £1,000 a month to £10,000 a month, well, maybe like 2,000 to 10,000. Nothing really changed that drastically. Life was still, I could go to nicer places, nicer holidays, but it still didn't give me that sense of like true security. So having 50 grand in your account, honestly, it's not as cracked up as it seems like. And I guarantee it's the same at 100, it's the same at 200 grand. Like, you need to be hitting big months consistently to the point where you've got that financial freedom. And also, what does it matter if you're on 5, 6, 7 grand a month, but then you've got to go and work for a boss in a job that is unfulfilling, as I've written down here? Then does it even matter? You'll look at that 50 grand number and be like, okay, that's cool, I guess, but I've still got to wake up at 6 a.m. and get on this shitty bus and train, and then go into a job I hate. So what? That's not enough to buy you freedom. What's the plan with that money? Keep saving and saving. Eventually, when you're 67, you might have a few hundred grand in your account. Sounds, but you're 67. What are you going to do with 300, 400, 500 grand in your account when you're that age? But and you've also had to sacrifice throughout your entire life just to get that amount in your bank. Even at best, let's say you have a great... I must have duplicated this. Okay, so you get this part here. Okay, great. So now you're old and grey with a little bit of money. You've just had to suffer and waste 30 or 40 years of your life doing slave work for someone else. If that makes you happy, then you're stronger than me, because I'd be pulling out my hair and I'd be wanting to top myself. So I know people right? I know people, I'll keep it anonymous, make my head a bit bigger. I know people who make £110,000 per year with 30 to 40k bonuses. Okay, so around 150 grand per year. Top of the range Mercedes or Range Rover. £750,000 house that's probably worth closer to $1 million now. Rolex, expensive designer clothing, the nicest aftershave fragrances on that cost £300 a bottle. Got a villa in Spain, and they hate their lives. They absolutely hate their lives, and they've got a disdain for the jobs that they're in. So they've got all the things, all the external things that would say that someone's happy, yet they're miserable. Miserable and depressed. There you go. So, and it's just because they hate the jobs. They hate the day-to-day. They hate the fact that they've still got bosses who they hate. Of course, they've got, see, I need a bit of food in me. They still have bosses that they hate. They still have to be around shitty, low-level people all day, every day. They're stressed out. They have no control. They know there's no real light at the end of the tunnel. And I like this quote. I can't remember where I heard it. It might have been Alex Hormozy. I heard him say it a few years ago. I don't even know. But you cannot have a happy ending to a miserable journey. Or you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. There's something like that anyway. But yeah, you cannot have a happy ending to a miserable journey. You're going to spend your life 30, 40, 50 years miserable and then expect to be happy at the end of it because you've got a good pension, you've got a good retirement. It does not work like that. Think about any time that you've achieved a goal. When you achieve the goal, it almost feels anticlimactic. You get there and you're like, oh, okay, I've got there. Like, what now? It's because it was never about the goal. It's about the journey. The journey is all that matters. The end destination, no one cares about. It's the journey that actually makes us happy. You know, it's the same when you're training. Like, getting to the point where you've got more muscle on you and you look really, really good. I guarantee once you get there, you'll look in the mirror and go, yeah, but I can get a bit more trap. I should have a bit more traps, or I feel like my delts need to come on a bit more now, or my biceps are lagging. And you've hit your goals that you've set. I look back on pictures of when I was in shape in 2021. I'm like, damn, like I'd give anything to look like that again now, especially after being sick for it over friggin' going on 2 years. But like at that time, I was like, oh no, I'm not happy with how I look. When I look back and think, oh man, I look so good there. But it's exactly the same with business and life and money. It's not about the end goal. It's about the journey of getting there. So you have to enjoy the journey. You cannot have a miserable journey, then expect to be happy at the end. It's so logical, yet people just don't even consider this. So does any of this describe you? Does this sound like the path that you're on? Does the sound of this terrify you? Good. If it does, then good. Because it should. Because it scared the shit out of me. And here's just a quick introduction. I know a lot of you guys know me, but for anyone who's new, who's coming to my channel, my name is Sean. Quick little overview. I'm a martial arts enthusiast. Done martial arts pretty much all my life. I stopped doing it a little bit in my 20s because I was building my personal training business, and then I got my gym and stuff. And then I've been on and off in my 30s, really. Personal trainer. And then, as you can see here, training one of my clients. Then gym owner. There's me and my gym. I'm an online coach as well. I'm a YouTuber now. You can see me plaque there. I'll just move my head for you. There you go, the plaque. And then I'm a personal brand mentor. So I mentor people on how to leave their 9-to-5s, transition into being self-employed, working for themselves. And here's me learning about business in the Dubai Mastermind. Okay, I couldn't really find a relevant picture for that. So I help people build and monetize an audience so they can leave their 9-to-5 jobs and achieve the freedom they desire. Little basic about me. So my goal with this new channel and this new brand is to educate men on how to design a life that they want and not get caught up in the system where you're destined to become a brain-dead zombie worker ant who's a slave for everyone around you. I aim to build a private network of 1,000 plus hardworking, ambitious men who want to create a life of freedom by building a business which fulfills them, monetizing their passions, hobbies, and building a personal brand. And age range, I don't even care how old you are. Like, if you are hardworking, ambitious, and you want to design a life that you want, I want to build a network of men who have those values. And why would you listen to me? Because long story short, I started from nothing. I've become successful. I've lost it all and then got it all back again. And now I'm scaling up to the next level. And along that journey, I've helped dozens of people to transition from the shitty jobs to becoming their own bosses and living a dream life that they want. I have literally helped people do this. People come to me and they're working in a supermarket and they're like, Sean, I want to build an audience. I want to coach clients online. I want to be a personal trainer, whatever it might be. I want to sell stuff online. I just want to build a brand around me and not have to depend on anyone else again. I literally help people do this. And I have done for the last 11 years. Okay. And I found this, I seen this quote the other day. I think it was on a reel. And I can't remember what it is. So if you know who said this, then comment below. We become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why our goal is so important. Because we will become that. And that's why if you are surrounded by toxic, negative people, whether it's in work or mates or family members, whatever it is, you got to understand you might think different now, but after enough exposure to it, you will become them. You are the average of the 5 closest people to you, as they say. Okay, so you're different now, but over time you will get conditioned to become those people. You will become that which you are surrounded by. We become what we think about most of the time. If you are constantly stressed, you're constantly angry and frustrated of the job that you're in, and you're constantly surrounded by negativity, you'll become that because you're constantly thinking about it. Now, if you're constantly thinking about success, always trying to move your life forward, you're trying to cultivate your environment and your friends and your network into the best it can be with a bunch of strong men around you, you're going to become that. So what we think about really matters. It's extremely important. Don't just think that this is another silly quote meant to give you a temporary motivation. See it as a life philosophy. Let me move my head again. If you work in a job you don't like, surrounded by the people you don't like, on a path that you don't like, and constantly bombarded with negativity, after enough time, you will eventually become one of them. So I've just said that. It might not feel like it because you've still got that tiny seed of wanting to become someone within you, or someone or something. You've still got that seed within you. So you might not think that you will ever become like them because you're different. But as a kid, you start off with a fire inside your belly, which gets bigger and bigger as you grow in age. But you're fighting a losing battle, especially throughout school, because school teaches us it's more important to remember information, okay, rather than thinking outside of the box or being creative or learning life skills. School just teaches us to remember information. That's it. It doesn't teach us to think on a higher level. Okay, by the time that you've been to college and university, that flame that you had inside your belly is a quarter of what it used to be as a young boy. Then you fall into a regular job and that flame gets smaller and smaller as the years pass. It gets suppressed. Sorry if I'm a little bit stumbly with some of these slides. It's because I wrote this a few days ago and I haven't been through it. So I'm kind of, me reading's a little bit messed up. And this long COVID gives you brain fog, but stick with me anyway. You should be watching this on 1.25 or 1.5 times speed anyway. Okay. Until all that remains is the smallest, tiniest whimper of a flame buried deep beneath the stress, depression, trauma, tiredness, fatigue, exhaustion, complacency, boredom. You've got all that suppressing that flame, suppressing until it's a tiny little whimper somewhere deep inside you. And you think that, oh no, I'm still ambitious, I've still got that flame inside me, but do you know what? It's not that bad. Work's okay. I can get by. It's all right. The pension's good. Yeah, I'll stay like this. And that's how most people's mindsets are. They have that flame inside them, but they just convince themselves to not fan that flame and let it get any bigger, because that means they're going to have to go into a place that's uncomfortable again. So you can get that fire burning bright again, but it starts with small steps. So think about it this way, little analogy that I created. Let me move my head again. Let me bring it up here and then make it a little bit smaller, just so, there we go. We can see everything. Think of starting a real fire. When the fire is extremely small and mainly just smoke, You don't take a huge tree log and throw it on top. You must first use the light, bushy grass. I don't know what it's called. See this on the left? Whatever that stuff is called when you're making a fire, that's what you've got to use in order to get the heat to spread more. And then you get small twigs like this guy's got here. And then you get, excuse me, bigger logs, as you can see, until eventually you have a forest fire. And I think this is a perfect analogy for the fire that's inside your belly. You don't just go, right, time to start a new business and do this and do that. Crazy action. It starts with the small little steps, like the stuff that we spoke about in the first video on this channel, like changing your environment, cutting down your expenses, maybe selling some of your stuff so you can get a bit of momentum and get some money in your bank account. It starts with these things, and eventually you build up, okay? So, like, it's very easy for me to sit here and talk about being successful, blah, 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 blah. But even last year, at the start of 2023, like, I was thinking to myself, like, am I going to be able to be successful despite being successful previously? But it takes weeks and weeks and months and even over a year or multiple years before you've got undeniable proof that you can be successful and that you are worthy of that success. But you're not going to feel like that straight away because you've got to go through those hardships and failures, and you've got to just put in the reps and prove to yourself that you can stay disciplined with it. Okay? Most people quit too soon. Okay? You have to use what you've got. You might be 40 or 50 years old with low motivation. You might be 18 with super high motivation, or vice versa. You might be 40 with high motivation or 18 with low motivation. You have to use the hands that you were dealt and start working. There's people out there who are going to, like, they've just got it. They've just got what it takes. And I am a firm believer in you've either got it or you haven't. I don't think that you can take a lazy ass weed smoker who's not really that bothered but kind of wants to be successful. I don't think you can take them and turn them into a hyper successful multimillionaire. Maybe they can get out of the current position and do a bit better for themselves, totally. But I do believe you've either got it or you haven't, right? And that's one thing that you've got to ask yourself, because no one really knows that apart from you. Have you truly got what it takes to work every single day? You know, I was a bad weed smoker through 2018, 2019, 2020. But I still worked. I was grafting my ass off, and my gym had 120 group training members, 13 personal trainers, making multi-six figures a year. And I was a bad weed smoker, but I was really functional, and it didn't change the work that I was doing. Did it make me a bit lazy? Yeah, it did make me a bit lazy, but I still got shit done. So here we go, how to leave your job. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes now. Step one, start saving your money from that job that you're currently doing. I should hope that anyone watching this video has some form of income, whether it is benefits, whether it's buying and selling stuff online, whether it's another job, whatever. It's ideal to have some source of income, because what we're talking about here is trying to leave the shitty position that you're in over the year and transition into having a full-time business. If you are making no money whatsoever, then okay, then at least you've got a lot of time to use. Time is your asset. Right, but we're going to... Let's move on anyway. So first off, go and watch the very first video on this channel, because it'll teach you how to save £10,000 or $10,000 really fast. Okay, so this one, masterclass, how to completely change your life in 1 year. The feedback I've had from that video has been nothing short of incredible, by the way. A lot of people have said that they've taken so much value from it. So I'm really happy that it's helped people, because we're just getting started. We are literally at the inception of this channel and brand. You guys are the founding members of this tribe, of this network. Just get ready, because at the end of 2024, 2025, everyone will know about this brand and the network that we're going to create. Okay, so first off, you want to take the money that you're getting from your other job, or the money that you've saved that we spoke about in the first video, and you want to use that money as a buffer to either, one, leave your job straight away and go all in on your future business. So you'd either just, boom, cut the head off the snake and just start your business. You can do that. I've had people do that. It's a lot of work. It's a bit more risky. But as long as you have faith in yourself to be able to put that work in, maybe you've got a good mentor, or you've got someone who you follow online, or maybe you've started working with me and you know that, well, if I do what Sean says, I'm going to get there. then cool. Okay. Or secondly, you can reduce your hours in that other job to spend more time on your future business, and you're still able to funnel some of that money from this job into, you can still able to funnel some of that money from this job into your new future business. Okay, so you still got it as a little safety net there. Or thirdly, you use that money to fund your entire future business. So, I mean, that's kind of the same as number one, isn't it? I think I was meant to expand on that point, and I forgot to. Whatever, you get me point, okay? You either leave your job straight away or reduce your hours. Yeah, I know what I meant, yeah. So you either leave your job or reduce your hours or keep your hours the same and just use as much money as possible from that job to fund your future business until you're at the point where your future business is making enough as your job over here, and then you can leave that job, and now you've got all that extra time to spend on the business, if that makes sense. Okay. So what if you don't know what to do? So this is you asking this. What if I don't know what to do, Sean? How do I figure out what business to start? How do I make money online? Forget these. Don't even come to me asking about this stuff, because I don't specialize in any of this stuff. I could do it. I know a little bit about all of these, but this is just a waste of time. Drop shipping, e-commerce, copywriting, building an agency, a social media agency, an advertising agency, day trading, email marketing. It's an absolute waste of time. I can email market because it's a skill that I've picked up along the way of having mentors. I could do an ad agency if I want, because I know how to run Facebook and Instagram ads, because I've done it with me gym, with me one-on-one personal training business. I've ran ads for other people as well. So I can do that. Copywriting, because I've made probably close to 200 landing pages and built me website many times over, and membership websites and stuff like that. I've built out landing pages for other people as well. So I can do these things, yet I still don't go into these business models. Why? These business models, let me move my head. These business models are incredibly saturated, and unless you already have a skill within one of these, don't bother spending all of your time trying to learn one of these skills, okay? And I'll tell you why now. I get around 10 to 20 DMs weekly about how people can help me with my email marketing, or improve the copy on my website, or grow my audience and get 100 new followers daily. All these people who reach out to me have one thing in common. Right? Can you guess what it is? Here you go. The profiles look like this. No word of a lie. And as you can see, this profile, Jeff, I help you grow on Instagram. For anyone who's wondering, I wrote that, right? Okay, because I didn't want to dox anyone. Even though it's not really doxing anyone. I didn't want to use anyone's specific profile, so I just got this on Google. Yeah, and this is what people will message me saying, hey, Sean, do you want 100 new leads daily? And they've got a profile like this. And hey, maybe they can run ads and they know the exact strategies, but unless you can prove it yourself, then why am I going to believe you? And the thing is what Jeff here, this profile, what Jeff doesn't realize is if he had an Instagram with loads of content on there, I'd potentially believe him a bit more. And maybe even he doesn't even need like thousands of followers. He could maybe have like 600 followers, but if his content is absolutely popping, delivering amazing value on how to get 100 new leads into your business, then it's more credibility. But why am I going to believe Jeff? So what Jeff has done here is he's probably joined something like Hustlers University or Hamza's school, or I don't know. I've been a part of Hustlers University, and it's great and that, but they're just worried. They don't want to put the face online, and they're trying to build a faceless brand and all that, which that's a whole other subject. So these profiles look like this: 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 social proof, and 0 results. This is a DM that I got the other day, or this account here is 128,000 followers on this account, but they were all bought followers, and it's all bought engagement. They can't even customize the message to me and mention the UK. So they sent me a message, hey Sean, are you interested to know how to grow 100 real targeted followers every day from tier 1 countries like USA, Canada, and Australia? I'm from the UK. You haven't even tailored your message, and it would have taken you 5 minutes not even 5 minutes to find out that it was from the UK. So you could, because it makes sense for these guys to message me and be like, hey Sean, do you want more followers from your own country like the UK, because it's like, okay, fair enough. And when I checked out their account, I should have blanked out the name there, who cares? When I checked out their account, it's all bought engagement, all fake profiles commenting basic things like, oh, this post is great post, amazing, so inspirational, like no actual real engagement. Okay? The answer to making money online isn't becoming one of these spammy, lifeless accounts who DMs people all day about email marketing or copywriting or something like that. You will get zero clients doing this. I guarantee you get zero clients. The best way to make money online is start a business or a personal brand. Stop overcomplicating it. Start a business or a personal brand. It's that simple. Okay? You don't need to be doing copywriting and email marketing. You've got no clue how to actually do it. Start a business or personal brand, and here's how we do it. Okay, well, first off, a personal brand, what is it? Personal branding is the process of defining and promoting what you stand for as an individual. Your personal brand is a culmination of experiences, skills, and values that differentiate you. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's just the process of defining and promoting what you stand for as an individual. Your personal brand is, let's say combination for my younger audience in case they don't know what that word means. Your personal brand is a combination of the experiences, skills, and the values that differentiate you from everyone else out there. And I'm going to make it even simpler for you because I've got some examples. So here are some examples of people with strong personal brands, and I've used people who are at the top of the food chain here. Like, this can apply to anyone. I guarantee whatever you're into, if you're into a sport or you're into music or whatever, you can pick your favorite artist or favorite athlete, and they don't even really need that many followers. And I guarantee you'll be able to do what I've done here with anyone, and I've even done it with myself to prove my point. So, Conor McGregor, let's use him because a lot of my audience came through like MMA and fighting. What are some of the things that you think about when you see Conor McGregor or when you hear about Conor McGregor? And I'm not talking about beating up old men in pubs. I'm talking about his brand. What does his brand stand for? What does he promote? What are Conor McGregor's interests and values? Have a think about it right now. A few seconds. Now, chances are you thought of this. Let me move myself out the way. MMA, whiskey, fashion, Irish stout because he's got the Black Forge in now, so it's a pub in Ireland. Sports media because he's got the Mac Life. Fitness because he's got McGregor Fast, and he's also got, I think he's got like one of these, hasn't he? It's called Tidal or something. It's like a Whoop band. So this is Conor McGregor's brand, and also there's another 50 things here that would all combine into McGregor's brand, but I don't know him personally enough to be able to say that. So McGregor's interests and like his hobbies outside of these things, that all adds up into his personal brand. Okay, another example, we got Joe Rogan. Everyone knows Joe Rogan. What does Joe Rogan's brand stand for? When you think of Joe Rogan, what's he into? What are his interests? What are his hobbies? What does he like talking about? What does he promote? What are his values? Have a think about it. What do you think about when you think Joe Rogan? Here we go. We got MMA or UFC. We got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, podcasting, politics, UFOs and aliens, health and fitness, hunting, supplements, maybe lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Okay? These are all interests, experiences, values that go into Joe Rogan's brand, which means that, I mean, even if we go back to the Conor McGregor thing, Conor McGregor has monetized all of his interests. He's monetized MMA. He really loves whiskey, so he monetized that. He loves fashion, so he's got August McGregor, so he monetized that. Irish stout, he loves that, so he bought a pub. Sports media, he's involved with MMA and sports anyway, so why not monetize that through the Mac Life? And then fitness is a big part of MMA as well, so we monetize that. McGregor makes money from monetizing his interests and hobbies. That's it. I make money from monetizing my interests and hobbies and values. It's that simple. Whether you're making £1,000 a month or 100 million a year, like McGregor, We're all doing the same thing with our personal brands. We are just monetizing our personal brands. Think about Joe Rogan. Like, he can monetize any of this stuff. I say politics. He could have a debate, like a political debate, on his podcast and make a killing from it, a killing from sponsorships and just podcast downloads. MMA, obviously, he monetizes that because he's getting paid by the UFC. He could probably monetize Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a way, UFOs and aliens. He'll have people come on his podcast, talk about UFOs and aliens. Joe Rogan could even go to a UFO conference and get paid like 50 grand to talk about UFOs and aliens and the people who he's had on his podcast. Health and fitness, he's sponsored by Onnit, so he's got supplements. He's got a supplement line, hasn't he? Hunting, supplements, I wrote that here. So, once again, Joe Rogan is just monetizing his interests. That's all Joe Rogan has done, and that's what his personal brand is. Now, what about The Rock? I'm using the biggest examples here just so it's obvious and right in front of our faces. Wrestling, movies, lifting weights, cheap meals, tequila. By the way, his Teremana tequila has been valued at $3.5 billion. WTF. Wow. Fashion, in terms of gym wear, Under Armour. This here, I've actually got. This is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's Under Armour line, range that I've got on. So I've actually contributed towards Dwayne Johnson's $3.5 billion evaluation by wearing this t-shirt. You get me point. Supplements, music, because now he does a bit of rapping as well. So once again, this is just Dwayne Johnson's brand. What's he done? He's monetized his interests, his skills, his experiences, the stuff he enjoys, the stuff he has fun with. He just monetized what he likes. Do you see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson like doing drop shipping? Doing copywriting? No, because it's boring. Unless you have a deep interest in that subject of copywriting or dropshipping, then there's no point in doing it. Right? And then let's just use me as an example as well. Okay? Because I like to compare myself to The Rock and Joe Rogan. No, obviously I'm joking. But just because some of you guys will know me from the other channel, what am I into? If you have a think, what is Sean Jones into? Obviously you've seen now. It's health and fitness, MMA, kickboxing, fighting, UFC, business, self-development, music, rapping. Some of you guys know I make music, and I have done. I was making music before I was even into fitness. Okay, secondary stuff that maybe some people don't know. Extreme sports. I like a bit of gaming every now and then. Don't really play that much these days just because I haven't really got time, but don't mind a bit of Battlefield. I used to like Call of Duty, but because of the skill-based matchmaking, if any of you guys know what that is, it's terrible these days. So, play Battlefield. I've got traditional values, family values. I also really value travel and networking, making new mates, meeting high-value men, becoming the best man that I can be. These are just all experiences, skills, values that all go in to making up my personal brand. Does this make sense? Okay. We all have a personal brand. Only a minority of people choose to put it out there into the world. We all have got a personal brand. So once again, we've all got one. It's just that not everyone chooses to put it out there. So even fewer people choose to monetize the personal brand. So some people will put their personal brands out there into the world. That could be just something as simple as posting on Instagram. And I'm not even talking about business related. I'm just talking about posting what they're up to on Instagram. Oh, I went for a meal. Oh, I climbed this mountain. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. But I went to the gym today. That's someone putting their personal brand out there. Just simply posting on Instagram. Yes, that is them putting a personal brand out there into the world, but they're just not monetizing it. So here is an action step, right? This is where we get focused now, guys, all right? Okay? I want you to pause this video and take 2 minutes to write down all of your jobs that you've had, experiences that you can think of, skills, values, interests, hobbies. Think about what could you talk about all day? What do you have a deep interest for? We're going to pause this video for 2 minutes, not yet, in a second, and you're going to write down all of these for me, okay? And ideally, you want to do it on a piece of paper because it'll stick in your mind better, right? And here's an example of, just so you've got a reference point of how to fill this out. Right, so jobs for me was a gym assistant, worked in my uncle's gym when I was like 15 years old. Bartender from, well, I was a glass collector, then a bartender from like 17 years old to 21, 20, yeah, just before I turned 22. Personal trainer, gym owner, business coach. They're all my jobs, okay? Experiences. So I've just noted a few here. Traveled the world. I've dated and slept with hot girls. It's funny that I've got to say that, but it's true. It is true. And I understand that lads care about that stuff. So, that's a part of my brand, talking about that stuff. I've worked with the best business mentors. That's just some of my experiences. Skills. What are Sean Jones's skills? Fighting, fitness, strength training, coaching, sales, marketing, content creation, video editing, growing businesses, copywriting. Simple. Values. What are my values? What's Sean Jones's values? Traditional values, family values. Men are leaders. Depression doesn't exist. Once again, I'm not trying to be like Andrew Tate or anything, but this is something that I've always believed before Andrew Tate was even on YouTube. And I used to speak about this with my clients who work deep within the mental health sectors. ADHD can be channeled positively. I say that because I've worked with lads and business owners who've got ADHD, and once they actually get focused, they do really well. No one cares about you. Hard work is fulfilling. No such thing as happiness. Men need a mission more than women. Men should be strong. Fulfilling work makes men fulfilled. So there's some of my values, okay? Interests, MMA, fitness, business, podcasts, reading books, networking with successful men, science, physics, space, music. So they're just like some general interests. What do I do for hobbies and fun? Family time, holidays, hanging with mates, a little bit of gaming. Not so much now. I could probably take that out, to be fair. Watching TV, rarely. I've just recently got back into Prison Break, but I only watch it in bed. Kickboxing, skating, making music. Don't really skate anymore, but I used to. Okay, so these are my hobbies. Out of all of these, what can I talk about all day at full length for and find fun? Yeah, okay. There, what's going on here? Let's just get this right. Okay, so this is where you pause now. So I want you to pause it. Pause this video for just a couple of minutes. Write down jobs, experience, skills, values, interest, hobbies, and fun. And just write down as much as you can think of. Some of these might cross over. So maybe the hobbies and fun and interests, they're kind of similar, but it doesn't matter. The point is to just write it down so you've got enough stuff there to draw from, to pull from. Okay? Right, pause this video. Go. And you should be back now with a full filled out list of all the stuff that you've got under your belt. Okay. And once again, I'll say one more time, out of all of these that you've written down, what can you talk about all day a full length for and find fun in doing so? Because that is going to be what you're going to build your personal brand around. And think about it this way. If money didn't exist or you had more money than you ever needed, what would you do on a daily basis? I used to ask my clients this all the time. If money didn't exist, if money was no object, what would you actually do? I've had so many clients say to me in the past, oh, my job, I just don't like it. I hate it. I wish I could do something else. And then I say to them, well, okay, what would you want to do if money didn't exist? What would you do? Oh, well, I'd open up a dog grooming centre and I'd make dogs all fluffy and get all the dead fur off them and so on and so forth. I'm like, why don't you do that? That'd probably only cost about 10 grand to open up a shop and do it. Especially, maybe not even that, because nowadays you can do it mobile. But, oh, well, it's just me cutting jobs nice. I make £200 a day. Yeah. It's like people just stay so complacent. But yeah, ask yourself that. What would you do on a daily basis if you had all the money that you ever needed, or if money didn't exist? Now, here is the kicker. If your answer is anything along the lines of, I'd chill, smoke weed or vape, game, buy nice clothes, go to nice restaurants and go on nice holidays. If your answer is anything like that, assuming that you had all the money you ever needed, congratulations, building a personal brand is not for you. Building a business isn't for you. You'd be better off working for someone else. I know you don't want to hear this right now, but building a personal brand and a business is hard work. You've got no one telling you what to do. No one is ringing you, asking why you're late for work and still in bed. No one is correcting your mistakes. In business, you are all alone. So if you want to chill, smoke weed, buy nice clothes, go to nice restaurants, go on nice holidays, just relax, then get a 9 to 5. this is not going to be for you whatsoever. You will get eaten alive, and you will struggle and have panic attacks, and you won't know what to do with yourself. Okay. You are all alone unless you get help like I did. So that's why I always invested in mentors to help show me the way. So you have to do this because, right, okay, we're digging deep. You have to do this because of the pain of working for some skinny, fat, stinky manager or boss outweighs the pain of finding your own way and keeping yourself motivated. You have to do this because the passion you have for the interests you've got are so great. Every day that you work for someone else, you get more and more depressed. I'm struggling to talk here. Okay. Let's just say it one more time, okay? You have to do this because of the pain of working for some fat, stinky manager or boss outweighs the pain of finding your own way and keeping yourself motivated. You have to do this because the passion that you have for your interests are so great. Every day that you're working for someone else, you'll get more and more depressed. You have to do this because you truly don't see any other option for the future. If you're doing it because you want to be lazy and work on your own time and wake up when you want, you're fucked. If you're a little bit lazy and you want freedom, go and get a 9 to 5. Because you'll work those hours in the 9 to 5, then you'll go home, light up a joint, load up Warzone, or sit like a mong out on the couch with your missus without a care in the world. I remember one of my previous mentors saying that to me. Most people don't understand. If you truly, truly want complete freedom, a lot of people would be better suited with a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 job. Just go and work your 9 to 5, come home and chill. You don't have to worry about, have I made that sale? Have I got that website page sorted? Has that ad got rejected? I haven't put content up today. Like, a 9 to 5 is fairly easy for some people. I personally would struggle in a 9 to 5 because I wanna thrive. I cannot imagine working within confines and rules and boundaries of someone else that someone else has put on me, or parameters that someone else has put on me. I want to be told what the strategy is and then be able to just be let loose so I can just go and make all the money that I ever need and more. When you're setting up your own business, especially at the start, you do not stop. So I want to give you context here, guys, okay? I literally don't stop working, right? And before I move on, let me actually just tell you what I've done today, or what a general day would look like for me. I will wake up, I'll edit a reel that I've got for my fitness page, then I'll go to my gym, I'll train a client, and then I'll train myself, and then often my missus has to train, so I've got to mind the baby, and then I'll come home, I'll do a video like this, or a film for my YouTube channel. I've got calls with lads who are mentoring. I've got a mentorship that I've just signed up to where I'm building out an app. So I've got to create all the content for that app itself. I've got to hire a videographer, get to the gym, film all the exercise demonstrations with him. This is just for the app. I'm not even getting paid for this yet. And then there's going to be marketing for that. And then I've got to post my reel across 6 different platforms. And then I've got to edit my YouTube video, get that up, get the thumbnail done for it. And then I'll sit down and go through more content again, plan what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I literally don't stop working, okay? The only time that I have off is between 11 and 7 a.m. Sometimes, last night it was 12:45 a.m. and 7 a.m. And that's when I sleep. Every other waking moment, I'm pretty much working. I sacrifice time with my family. I sacrifice nights out. I sacrifice having nice clothes, nice car, nice watch, and all of which I can easily afford. I could go and buy a Rolex right now. I could go and upgrade my car. But I wear trackies, a Whoop band, which is £27 a month, and I drive an Audi A4. My car's nice, my car's decent. It's got a little bit of kick in it. You know, it's a 2017 plate. I keep it in good condition. It's nice, it's executive-y, but it costs me £200 a month. It's not breaking the bank, you know what I mean? People are going out there, getting a top-of-the-range Mercedes, spending 500 quid a month on it, or getting like a souped-up BMW that costs, with petrol, insurance, and finance, £1,000 a month. Ridiculous. So, but the thing is I'm en route to becoming a millionaire. I'll be able to give my family complete, utter freedom for the rest of their lives. So, all this is completely worth it for me. I don't mind this whatsoever. I love this. I love working. When I'm not working, I hate it because I always want to work towards something really, really big. I would not be happy just getting £3 grand a month or £4 grand a month passively, not having to do anything. I want the passive income, but more so just as a security thing, and knowing that I can still live a pretty decent life without having to put too much of a grind in. If I do want to take my foot off the pedal slightly, then that's fine. It's no issue. But I can't just imagine waking up and just being like, right, what shall I do today? I don't know. Got nothing to do really. Maybe I can just play a bit of Xbox. I'd feel lost, and I truly believe most men do, because as I said before, men need a mission. They need like a rabbit to chase. Think of Rocky. Is it Rocky 1 or Rocky 2 where he's chasing the chicken? We need a chicken to chase as men. So, and here's the thing as well. From all this work that I'm putting in, my missus now doesn't have to work a day in her life ever again. The government could close my gym down tomorrow for COVID 2.0 and I'd still be earning money passively. I can go on 5 holidays per year to nice places such as Dubai, Vegas, Ibiza, Marbella. I can legit stop working tomorrow and my bills will be paid. And I'm not talking about being on benefits either. I know people who still have to do... Sorry. Right, okay. I know people who still have to do the all-inclusive Spain holidays for £300 each, eating food which tastes like plastic. And I'm not getting at them whatsoever, because I wish they didn't have to do those holidays. I wish they could go to the nice places like Dubai and Vegas and, you know, Ibiza and stuff like that, because these places are expensive, but you get what you pay for. You go somewhere in Spain and you pay £300 and you're there for 2 weeks and you get all inclusive. What do you think the quality is going to be like? It's going to be crap. And, you know, I don't want to live that life. I want to go nice places. I can afford 10k Dubai business masterminds and mingle with multimillionaires like Mike Thurston and Josh Mooney. So this is Mike here. So here we're on the yacht. This is when we were in the boardroom. Man, I need to get my gains back. And this is Josh here. So let me just move my head. On the second night after Mike done a talk, we went out and we were sitting in front of the Burj Khalifa, which was an incredible view. We were smoking cigars. And me and Mike spoke for a good, I don't know, we were there for 2 hours, but we spoke quite a lot. Just about life, business, podcasts, next moves he's making, next moves I'm making. He gave me some tips and advice on my gym, on the upcoming app, stuff like that. And then we got Josh there, boss lad. These two lads, by the way, if you know these two, right? Boss lads, type of lads you could just hang out with and have a pint with and just, you know, get along with dead easy. Josh making millions as well, absolutely smashing it. You know, and I'm fortunate enough to be in this position because a little over a year ago, there was no way I would have been able to have done this. But through building my own personal brand, through making money online, as well as from my gym as well. But my gym, it's like I try and keep that money separate. But from building my own personal brand, I was able to do this. From me being able to do this, opportunities have now come on the back end of it. Right? I can't really dive into the opportunities, but life is looking better and better and better every day and week that passes by. It's only the physical side of things that I need now in order to just get back in shape. And it all came from this mastermind. But I needed 10k in order to go. So, and I was able to do that because my personal brands have been built up so much. So this is the power of a personal brand. Of having a good personal brand, it gives you opportunities. And let me just say this as well. I know we're staying on certain points quite a lot, but I'm just trying to relay to you guys the importance of having a brand that's built around you and a business that's built around you. Wait there 1 sec. I had to pause that then because I lost my train of thought. But what I was going to say is that on this mastermind, I was the smallest fish. I was the smallest fish in the pond, right? Everyone there were absolutely smashing it, doing like 60k months, 100k months, just killing it on really, really good levels. And I'll get there eventually. I'm doing really good for myself, but 60k months, 100k months, that's like the next level. That's obviously millionaire status. So they're all killing it. There's a lot of people on these masterminds with 1 million followers. So on the right side of my face here, Josh, he's got 1 million followers. He's got like 60k on his other accounts. This is on Instagram. You got Mike Thurston. He's got 1 million followers on Instagram. He's got 1 million followers on, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. There was some lads there with 350,000 followers on Instagram. 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Yet a lot of people actually wanted to talk to me because I built up the YouTube. So I felt like I was the small fish in the pond. I only had 3,700 followers on Instagram. Yet, like, a lot of people like were saying, "Hey Sean, oh, can I speak to you about YouTube? Oh, I need help with YouTube. YouTube is so powerful, and it's still one of the biggest untapped resources, especially for building your personal brand. And the reason why people need help with it is because it's the hardest one to build. So even though I was one of the smallest fish in the pond, people still wanted to come to me for advice because I'd built up the YouTube channel. I'd still built up my personal brand, which commands respect amongst these people. People are like, how the hell did you do that? So my point that I'm trying to make is that when you have built a personal brand, whether it's financially or whether it's followers or whether it's subscribers, whatever it is, when you've got some sort of proof that you know what you're doing, and then you get in circles like these with high-level men, entrepreneurs who are making millions, multimillionaires, like, they respect you and they open up to you and they give you game as well. So they start helping you. And like Mike Thurston was telling me some brilliant tips that I've got right here, ready to go once I'm able to fire away. Just giving me some incredible tips. And I didn't pay Mike Thurston. I paid for the mastermind. Mike Thurston just came along to do a little bit of a talk. But I got like probably hundreds of thousands worth of advice, value, and game from this mastermind and just from the other people who we were speaking to on the yacht. Okay? And I give them some great advice as well. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that when you've built a personal brand, is people just automatically respect you because they understand how hard it is to build a presence online. Not for the simple fact that it's hard. It's more so just to be consistent. That's what's actually hard. It's fairly easy to build a presence online. The reason why most people don't is because they quit too early or they're not consistent. So how to leave your job, we are continuing. And I wanted to put this down here because that's me trying to light a cigar on the yacht. And I thought it was quite kind of cool because it's Instagram versus reality. You see me with the cigar looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, smoking. And then, you know, you've got me here. This is how I had to light it. I had to duck down because of the wind. The lighter we had was crap. Okay, so here's the thing. And look, guys, I understand. I'm not trying to be like all braggy and braggadocious with it because like I've still got a very long way to go myself. I'm just trying to relay the importance of building a personal brand to you. Anyway, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Zero fucks given. Okay. However, the cost which comes with having that freedom is a high-level work ethic and hunger for success and wealth. You must have a complete, unrelenting drive to success and to get success. And in order to be able to reach your goals, you can't be a quitter. You can't be a loser. You can't be weak. You can't be scared of failure. It doesn't mean that you can't fail. It just means you can't be scared of it. Most people are scared of failing, and that's what paralyzes them into taking any action whatsoever. The fear of the risk. They just rather live a life of complacency and mediocrity. I'm not scared of failing. Like, I'll spend all the money in my bank tomorrow if I believe it's a calculated risk and will make me 10 times back. Whereas people are unwilling to invest $1,000 into mentorship or a course to make 10 grand a month just be out of the fear. Yeah, sometimes you will lose that money. Sometimes it's not going to go as planned, but you need to let go of that fear, okay? You have to be an action taker. So here is what you've got to do. Use the list you've created to choose what you want to build your personal brand around. What do you want to build your personal brand around? It can be fighting, fitness, fixing up cars, bikes, Xboxes, maybe graphics design, songwriting, marketing, graffiti, dance, electronics, DIY, gardening, travel, self-development, education. Maybe you are a little bit of a UFO guy and you love the whole aliens and conspiracy theories. You want to build a personal brand around that. That's fine. Go for it. Pottery, knitting, bathroom tiling. There's a mentor that's really popping off on YouTube right now, and he mentors a girl who makes, what is it she makes? I think she makes something like 40 grand a month teaching people how to knit. It's insane. How to knit. The market's quite small for that, but the fact that she's making whatever 20, 30, 40 grand a month from teaching people how to knit is insane. maybe a bathroom tiling, whatever it is. What business do you want to build, or what do you want to build your personal brand around? So for me, it was fighting and fitness. It was very simple. Once you know what that is, the rest is easy. And here's the actual strategy I'm going to give you now. So this is how you build a personal brand. And if you ever decide that you want to work with me, we'll take this and we expand on it, because there's another 50 points from each one of these points. We can do a whole 1 hour presentation on each one of these points, okay? But this is the overarching big picture of what you want to concentrate on if you want to build your personal brand. But first off, you need to understand, okay, what am I building my personal brand around? So take a look at that list that you've wrote before, and maybe just circle off or underline the things that you would like your personal brand to be around, or the thing that you would like to build your business around. So for example, if fitness is one of your interests, you could build a brand around many different things within fitness. Fitness is just an umbrella. So you can go, well, I can sell online programs, I can sell an online course, I can sell online coaching, I can sell supplements, I could even just have a YouTube channel reacting to fitness stuff like I did. I could sell merch, fitness merch. I could sell affiliate programs so that's other people's programs. I could partner with another influencer and sell their thing, whatever it might be. So there's so many. You can go powerlifting, you can go strength training, you can go CrossFit, you can do running, marathon training, high rocks. So there's so many different ways that you can branch off with each individual one of these. Fighting, well, is it same sort of thing? Is it online coaching for fighting? Is it an online course? Is it online services? Is it online programs? Is it in-person coaching for fighting? Do you want to open up a fighting gym? Like, just see how many different ways you can go with that. And then it's like, okay, now is it boxing? Is it kickboxing? Is it MMA? Is it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Is it Aikido? Is it Taekwondo? You've got to branch it off like that. And then graphics design. Okay, you're going to build a YouTube around it. Are you going to sell color grading LUTs? A LUT is something that you put over your video and makes it look a little bit more colorful, and people make a killing from those sort of things. Are you going to sell how to edit courses or how to use Photoshop courses? Once again, graphics design, you can make so much there. Songwriting, same sort of thing. Marketing, graffiti, dance. Like, pick the industry, the niche, and then decide what you want to sell within that then. Okay, and this is something that I can help you do. Okay, so this is how we do it, right? So this is how we build a brand around your interest and your business. Okay, first off, you start creating content entirely centered around that one thing, uploading multiple times a week. So if it's fitness, you make content around fitness, centered around that one thing, and you upload multiple times per week. Now, really, that content should be solving people's problems. So if you end up signing up with me, if you want to like jump on a mentorship thing with me, one of the first things that we'll go through on the first call after signing up is digging deep on exactly who your audience is. And this isn't just a matter of going, men, I want to help men build muscle. No, there's so many deeper ways that you can go into that target demographic. And then we use all those notes that we create from building out this target demographic and this ideal client and ideal customer and avatar to then create all our content on the back end of that. I've just had a lad who signed up with me last week, and I think he's made an extra £1,000 in his first 2 Instagram reels. Okay, so what it's looking like, he's going to be making an extra £1,000 per month in his next, this month and going forward. So he's made back the initial investment of signing up with me already, and he's only really done 1 Instagram reel and a couple stories. And it's because he's used the framework that I've given on how to make your content. Okay, a little bit of a case study there. Next, we want to educate your audience on the topic as much as possible, giving away everything for free. Right? And this is one thing I want you to remember. We give away the information, we sell the implementation. So for me, I'll give away the training programs, but I know that most people aren't going to do the training programs. So instead, they'd want to pay me to hold them accountable to do the training programs. So give away the information, sell the implementation. Inject your own personality into your brand and your business. This is what separates you from the rest. Let's use a different example. Let's say you are a clothing company or you're selling physical products, right? Okay, let's say you're selling gym clothes. What's really going to separate your gym clothes from the rest? The design? You could say the design, but why do people buy gym clothes that have like one tiny little label here, like, in the top corner or on the sleeve, and there's nothing on it? I don't really truly believe people care about design that much anymore, like what's on the t-shirt, as much as people care about what does the brand who created that t-shirt stand for. What are the values of that brand? If I am wearing a t-shirt by this brand, what does that say about me to other people? Okay, so if I'm wearing Gucci, all the people around me are going to be like, oh, he's got money. Oh, he likes luxury goods. Oh, he values looking good. Oh, like same with a Rolex as well. People are like, oh, he's a man who uses the Rolex to network. He's got a bit of money behind him. He wants to look good. He likes luxury goods. Maybe he's a businessman. So it's not so much like the design of something, the design on the t-shirt, the design of the Rolex, as much as it is what does the brand who created that design stand for. So same sort, and it's whether it's t-shirts, whether it's online coaching, whether it's selling pottery online, what more so matters is the personality behind the brand, which is you, not so much the design itself. And here's one little point on that as well. Why do you think clothing companies like Nike, wherever you're from in the world, Adidas, whatever, Under Armour, why do you think they have influencers or athletes partnered up with them? Because the brand as a standalone brand obviously is still going to be a multi-billion-dollar brand, but it's so much more powerful when you've got personalities attached to the brand. Because when I'm buying something by Nike or for example, The Rock, so I'm buying The Rock clothing, and people say, what brand's that? And I say, oh, it's Under Armour by The Rock. I am tying my status to The Rock status, so people know that, oh, I'm buying The Rock's clothing, which means that I like to work hard, I like cheat meals, I like this, I like wrestling, whatever it is. It's a way of boosting our own status through attaching ourselves to the person behind the brand. And that's why companies partner up with athletes who have that hard work ethic and who already have a personal brand anyway, to boost the company's personal brand. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? So ultimately, you've got to inject your own personality into your brand and business. That's what separates you from the rest. We're almost done now, guys. Fourth is, in order to monetize, you must either have a physical or digital product or service. A physical or digital product or service to sell, which gets people a great result. And once again, if it's clothing, then the result is looking really good, or friends complimenting them on the clothing. Number 5, once you have some traction with your audience, start selling your services and products online, or an online course to them, okay? So really you want to try and focus on mainly just building an audience first, and then you want to sell your products to them. Now, I understand that you've got to make money, so whilst you're building your audience, rather than promoting all on your news feed, people will get fed up of it. Instead, you want to educate and entertain on your news feed, and then sell on your Instagram stories and Facebook stories, whatever. But you want to keep your feed as clean as possible and try not to clutter it with promotions, because until you've got a good loyal audience, that's one way of pissing them off. Okay, so you want to keep your you want to keep your feed clean. You want to keep your feed clean and just have entertaining, educational, good, eye-catching content on there that people want to tune into and not be interrupted by promotions all the time. And you want to sell in your stories. That's how you do it right there. Okay, keep scaling up your content and testing new content methods to find ways to hack the algorithm and reach a bigger audience. I've got a whole video that's about 50 minutes long talking about how to hack the algorithm and how to go viral. And I have that within my my mentorship course, which if you sign up with me, you get access to. Okay, but ultimately you want to test and create new content, because if you're just sticking with the same sort of content all the time and you're only getting 200 to 600 views on Instagram or whatever it might be, whether it's YouTube, it's something's not working. So you need to try and test new things, and I've got a particular system for that, and I am going to gatekeep it for the time being. I'll do a video on it in the future, but yeah, if you really want to grow and scale up, drop me a DM and we'll get into that in a bit. Okay, number 7, post on all platforms to maximize reach. The amount of people who I know who just post on Instagram and go, I can't get any clients. I'm like, okay, I post on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook pages, Facebook profile, both on the Reels section. What else we got? YouTube long form, YouTube shorts, and now Twitter. Okay, I'm posting on 8 platforms. You're posting on 1. Even if I only get 100 views on every single platform, I'm getting 800 views. If you get 500 views on one platform, I've still beat you. Even if on each individual platform, I'm only getting 100 views or 100 impressions. You've got to think about being omnipresent, trying to be everywhere. Okay, and that's something we can also go through on another video. Any money made from sales, reinvest back into paid traffic. You don't want to make, what I should say is reinvest a portion or a small percentage of it back into paid traffic. So we retarget people who have hit our page or hit our landing page or hit our profile. We want to retarget that traffic with some paid ads. Okay, it's just a way of getting back in front of people who have seen your content previously. Next, we want to build an email list along the way to sell people off social media. And here's the thing, if you're not building an email list, you're kind of screwed, because what if tomorrow Facebook and Instagram just go down and you've got no email list? You have to start again from scratch. Whereas if you build an email list, then and then something bad happens, then at least you can start up a new profile somewhere else and get a bit of momentum going quite fast again. So I think my email list is something like 6,000 lads. So think about how powerful that is. I can email 6,000 of you guys and let you know, hey, Instagram's, being deleted completely off the face of the earth, but go and follow me on this new platform instead. It just gives you a little bit more power. And number 10, build a phone list along the way to sell to people off social media and when you've got big offers or discounts or promotions on. So that's another thing most people don't consider, is building a list of phone contacts that you can either WhatsApp or text message blast. You can get software online that will literally do this for you, and you can blast out 1,000 text messages in one big hit and make a load of money from. So that's it right there. That's the 10 steps to building a personal brand. Now obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but they're like the main big nuggets that I can give you within this video. Right, it's easy to make money. You just have to solve people's problems. That's it. It's that simple. Use the skills you already have. Create content around your own personal interests. Build your own unique personal brand. And there is a million ways to make $1 million, as they say. You might have heard of that quote before. The more people you help in this world, the more money you will make. Okay? It's that simple. If you just try and help as many people as possible, you will make more money. Right? You still have to try and actively monetize. You just can't help and never ask people for money. Even me, I'm giving you guys so much value, but then at the end, I'm going to be like, look, if you want me to help you, like book on a call and let me help you. So you still got to actively try to monetize. You can't just give it for free and then be like, where's all my money? You give out free content, and then you also have a paid option as well. So if you make valuable content around solving those problems of your audience for free, you'll get people coming to you, and you won't have to do a single DM or outreach or ad. Okay? And basically, if you would like some help to grow your personal brand and make money online so you can leave your 9-to-5 job, drop me a DM on Instagram at GrowWithJones, or you can book a call on my Calendly below. On that call, we'll get to know each other a little bit better, see where you're currently at within life, within business. Maybe you've already got a little bit of a business. Maybe you've got a personal brand and you just want to scale it up. You want to build an audience. Some people have a business, but it's all in secret, and they know that they're leaving a lot of money on the table by not having a personal brand online. So if that sounds like you, then jump on a call. I will say this. if you have got no money whatsoever, you've got no disposable income, then don't book a call, because it's going to be a waste of time. It's going to waste your time. It's going to waste my time. The best thing you can do first is use this information that I'm giving you on Instagram and YouTube for free. Use that to help build up a little bit of money behind you first, because you're going to need £1,000 or the equivalent of $1,200 just to get things going, okay? So if you do want to hop on a call, you can do so down in the description below. As I say, if you've got no money, just get to work, put this information to good use, and yeah, let's get it going. Make sure you subscribe. I'm doing an upload once per week on this channel, just like these videos, big deep dives. And yeah, hope this has been helpful. I'll see you on the next one.